Join us friends to know. At 34, Brittany and Abby Hensel finally admits what we all suspected. At the end of video, I am going to reveal what Brittany and Abby Hensel said about his love life. So, watch this video till the end. Let's get started. Often referred to as the conjoined twins, Brittany and Abby Hensel are an incredible pair whose amazing physical attributes and upbeat outlook on life have garnered worldwide recognition. They are classified as dicephalid paraphagus twins, one of the rarest types of twins with two heads connected to a single body. They were born in Carver County, Minnesota on March 7, 1990. Brittany and Abby may have similar physical traits, yet they are quite different people with different hobbies, aspirations, and ways of thinking. Their tale is one of overcoming obstacles posed by having conjoined twins in order to persevere, form a strong relationship, and embrace life to the fullest. The birth of Brittany and Abby Hensel was an amazing event in and of itself. The survival likelihood of dicephalid paraphagus twins is quite low, and they are exceedingly unusual. Doctors were unsure of the girls' prospects of life when Patty, a nurse, and Mike, a carpenter, initially learned that their children were conjoined. The Hensel family had to make difficult choices about the future of their girls, such as whether to undertake surgery to divide them apart. There was a significant chance that neither of the twins would survive the surgery because of their complicated medical circumstances. After deciding to accept who they really were, Brittany and Abby became more resilient and continued to question conventional conventions. Despite having different heads, Brittany and Abby are of the same body. Every twin pair have a unique set of arms, lungs, stomach, spine, and heart. In addition, their circulatory systems are not connected in the same manner. Brittany's heart pumps more blood to hers, whereas Abby's heart does the same. Brittany controls her right arm and leg, while Abby controls her left. Each of them is in charge of half of their body. Their ability to coordinate their actions so perfectly to run, swim, walk, and even drive together is amazing. The two must work together and communicate extensively in order to achieve this type of synchronization. Brittany and Abby enjoyed typical childhoods despite their unusual physical limitations. Their parents were committed to giving their kids the same chances as other kids. Like other kids, they attended a nearby school where they made friends, took part in extracurricular activities, and learned new things. Their supportive neighborhood and close-knit family were crucial in enabling them to lead regular lives. Brittany and Abby, the twins, were outstanding academics who also had distinct interests and specialties. Brittany, for instance, specialized in sciences and English, whereas Abby was more inclined toward math. They had to be careful choosing their combined studies and future occupations because of their competing interests. Curiosity from the public was one of the twins' main problems. The public either glanced at them or inquired about their situation, despite the fact that their peers showed them dignity and consideration. At last, they displayed maturity much above their years, using sophisticated coping mechanisms to attract attention. The contrast between Brittany and Abby Hensel's personalities is one of their most intriguing qualities. Despite having a similar outward look, they are very different people. Most people characterize Abby as being more conversational, assertive, and well-organized. Generally speaking, she takes things more seriously and prefers to consider her options before acting. Conversely, Brittany is more impulsive, carefree, and hilarious. She is frequently perceived as the more gregarious and laid-back twin. Occasionally, their differing dispositions may result in disagreements. They still argue occasionally, just like any siblings, but they've also learned to be quite understanding and adaptable. They have extremely good communication skills as they have to coordinate everything they do, even choosing what to dress and do. For instance, Abby and Brittany have diverse tastes in food. They must decide what to eat jointly because their digestive systems are similar. They might try eating various things to accommodate each other if one of them has a specific food allergy. Their common understanding and emotional maturity enable them to resolve these disagreements without letting them become a source of conflict. Brittany and Abby experienced new chances and difficulties as they got older and more responsible. When they got out of high school, they went to Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota, to further their study. Their ideal position would be as an elementary school teacher, where they could positively influence the lives of young people. Their work as educators presented some particular difficulties. Would they be paid for two people, for instance, or just one? They would find it difficult to meet the physical demands of instructing a group of boisterous kids. They were nonetheless committed to reaching their objective in spite of these doubts. The twins have stated in interviews that they are passionate about education and that they like working with youngsters. Their vast experience working in different schools demonstrates their ability to handle the demands of the job. After obtaining their teaching licenses, they started working together in elementary education. Their particular circumstance is viewed as a strength rather than a drawback in the classroom. Youngsters have an innate interest about their environment, and when that curiosity fades, so do their skills as teachers. Together, they have the power to successfully engage students and create a welcoming, stimulating learning environment. Despite the difficulties posed by their impairment, Brittany and Abby have always wanted to be self-sufficient. During their driving lessons, the twins took turns controlling one side of the vehicle. This achievement was a significant turning point in their battle for independence. In interviews, they stated that, like most young people their age, they desire to lead independent, satisfying lives. Their social life is considerably more interesting. Because of their physical circumstances, they are dependent on each other, yet they also have personal relationships. Although they haven't discussed their love life in public, they have stated that they hope to get married and start a family in the future. Even though the twins' particular situation makes navigating interpersonal interactions difficult, their hope for the future has never faltered. Brittany and Abby are really concerned about keeping their health. Despite leading mostly healthy lives, their similar physical characteristics put them at risk for certain medical conditions. For example, because the twins' respiratory and circulatory systems are identical, if one becomes sick, the other could too. As they become older, they may also experience issues with common organs like the liver and digestive system, which might call for medical attention. They worry about their health, despite they have lived exceptionally long lives. Their regular checkups and medical team help them manage their condition more effortlessly. Moreover, they have stated that they would want to carry on with their current lives without having separation surgery, which is extremely dangerous and might result in death for either of them. Following their appearances on The Oprah Winfrey Show, Brittany and Abby became well known in 1996. They have since appeared in more documentaries, such as Join for Life and the TLC series Abby and Brittany. These performances gave the audience a glimpse into their daily life by showcasing their accomplishments, failures, and special bond. The twins have discussed the inconsistent responses they receive from people in general a lot. Many have faced intrusive questioning and even unpleasant remarks, despite the fact that many are insightful and helpful. They have now mastered the art of handling these circumstances with dignity and humor, occasionally even leveraging their position to spread knowledge about their illness and convey a message of acceptance and understanding. Their media appearances have also allowed them to dispel myths regarding conjoined twins. Contrary to popular belief, conjoined twins Brittany and Abby could lead happy, independent lives. They have demonstrated to the world that they are strong, independent, and resilient people who do not let their circumstances to define who they are. Like everyone else, Brittany and Abby had to learn to negotiate the opportunities and unknowns that come with growing up. They have shown a wish to carry on instructing and maybe look into alternative educational opportunities. After visiting Europe and South America in the past, they are keen to explore more of the world and want to travel much more. Regarding their private life, they are still hopeful about finding love and having their own children. Even while this could provide some new obstacles, they have always insisted on living life on their terms, so it seems doubtful that they would meet them with the same dignity and courage that have characterized their path thus far. The thought of losing each other is among the worst things that may happen to Brittany and Abby in their lifetime. In addition to their love or intimacy, conjoined twins must deal with the unusual situation of having biological links to one another. Guarantee the intricate anatomy of their common body, it is nearly a guarantee that the other twin would pass very soon after the death of the first. On an emotional level, this is an extremely somber reality. They cannot imagine a life apart since they are not only siblings, but also physically bound to one another. They dread losing the person who shares their body and identity, as well as physical injury from disease, accidents, or any other circumstance that might endanger one of their lives. Even if individuals make a conscious effort to live completely in the now, this persistent worry about the future might have a disastrous effect on their lives. They have to share the terrible risk of losing their twin and the ongoing medical risks they face.